Survival History Unfiltered. The water came faster than anyone expected. Some floods come slowly, giving towns a chance to react. Others arrive like a beast, swallowing streets, homes and memories in a single night. Entire communities were wiped off the map before anyone could fully comprehend what was happening. Yet, amid the chaos, people survived. They ran across rooftops, clung to drifting debris, and found safety in ways that seem impossible today. These weren't random acts of luck. They were lessons in human resilience written in water. The signals that told them to run. Long before modern weather forecasts, people relied on signs. Heavy, dark clouds piling fast, rivers swelling beyond their banks, sudden animal behaviour. They noticed these warnings. In some towns, elders shouted alerts, banging drums or blowing horns. Children and adults alike learned to read the environment, spotting cracks in riverbanks, unusual currents, and distant roars of rushing water. Survival depended on recognizing the subtle whispers of danger before the full roar hit. Climbing to higher ground. Once the first waves crashed into streets, choices had to be immediate. Many fled to higher places, church towers, hills, or even attics. Those who had foresight built platforms and raised their homes on stilts, a practice still used in some cultures today. People move fast, carrying essential items, food, clothing, tools, and sometimes even livestock. The higher they climbed, the clearer it became that survival wasn't just about escape. It was about preparation and knowing where safety lay. Floating on makeshift rafts. For others, the water came too fast to climb. They had to improvise, crafting rafts from barrels, wooden doors, or planks lashed together with rope. Children, adults, and even the elderly clung to these floating lifelines, navigating swollen rivers like tiny, desperate ships. They rode the currents, dodging debris, submerged walls, and twisted trees. Every wave was a test of courage, and every stroke of survival etched their stories into history. Communities that helped themselves. Survival wasn't always a solitary struggle. In many towns, neighbours formed human chains to pull people from water. Boats and rafts were shared, and older children guided the youngest to safety. Sometimes entire communities huddled on rooftops, signalling for help with fire or waving cloths. This collective instinct didn't just save lives, it strengthened bonds, teaching towns that the key to survival was often unity as much as courage. The miracles that still astound. Not all survived, but those who did often describe moments that feel like miracles. A roof drifting downstream that became a lifeboat, an old tree branch holding a family above the waterline, animals acting strangely, leading people away from deeper currents. These stories were recorded in letters, diaries, and oral traditions. They serve as reminders that survival is not just physical. It is guided by instinct, observation, and sometimes sheer chance. Lessons from the floods. Flooded towns teach us more than just history. They show us the importance of preparation, awareness, and cooperation. They remind us that humans can adapt, think quickly, and survive when nature tests the limits of life. Ancient towns became laboratories of resilience. People who escaped rising waters weren't just lucky. They were alert, adaptable, and unafraid to act. Every flood left a mark on the landscape and on human memory, preserving wisdom for generations that followed. Why these stories matter today. As climate shifts and rivers swell in modern times, these stories are not just curiosities, they are warnings and lessons. Watching history unfold through survival gives perspective on our own vulnerability. It reminds us to respect nature's power, to read the signs, and to act decisively. Every account from these flooded towns whispers a truth. Survival is both an art and a science, blending courage, skill, and a little bit of luck. Call to action. If you are inspired by these tales of survival, make sure to subscribe to Survival History Unfiltered. Share this video with someone who loves history and adventure. The stories of our ancestors aren't just about the past. They are blueprints for courage, ingenuity, and resilience that still resonate today. Don't miss the next adventure. We'll uncover more hidden survival stories, one epic episode at a time.